First one, yay! Oh goodness, it should be better now. I'm hoping it is. I shut down everything else that was running. I shut down the Anglr app. I shut down everything else that was running on the phone. So let me know what's up. How's the audio? It's way too early for this. Hey, Aaron, I'm going to start doing it while the kids are in school and make them get in trouble in biology class. How's that? I've been on this water since 5 o'clock this morning, Central Time. So, yeah, it's been fun. I got up at 4 this morning, broke camp. I was camping here on Goose Pond on Guntersville. Gonna head home this afternoon. Gonna take the kids to school for the first day of school tomorrow. First day. That's my favorite day of the year. It's the first day of school. My wife's a school nurse. So, all right, some saying the sound's better, some saying I can barely hear you. All right, let me try something else. I'm not gonna stop it. I'm gonna pull it out of the case. Give me a second. How's that? Is that better? If not, there ain't nothing I can do about it. I got a beautiful signal out here. So, all right, so it says way better. Some say yes, some say it's still going, some say whatever. I'm just gonna fish, guys. Technical issues suck sometimes. Yep, it's gotta be YouTube because I shut down every app that was running. So we're gonna leave it just like that. And y'all just gonna have to deal with it because I want to catch some fish. I mean, I like you and all, but I'd much rather be catching fish. So I want to thank YouTube for their wonderful live app that seems to always give issues. But that's all I got. And I also got about 600 pounds of grass around my trolling motor again. Rubberhead. Turn him up and let him fish. I love it. I love it. I didn't think that was a fish. All right, time to concentrate again. Yeah, the trolling motor's loud because the stand is actually plugged into the boat. And so you're hearing all that vibration come up through this metal stand and into the camera. So yeah, it gets loud. When I'm filming, I usually try to film with an external mic and everything else to cut that out. Man, I gotta bust some grass off. Incredible how much grass was around that thing. How's the audio now? Maybe it is the stand and the trolling motor. If I tried a jelly worm in pink, I'm throwing a pink worm right now, but it's a Zoom Mag 2 in plum color. Thanks, John. So, all right, same. That's what I figured. There ain't nothing I can do about it. It is what it is. So this is kind of a different, I'm fishing kind of a light wire hook right now. So I'm fishing a medium, medium action rod. It's a 7'3". It's what 13 calls the 7'3" medium mag. It's kind of like a chatter crank rod. It's got a lot of flex to it, so I've really got to set the hook kind of heavy to get enough hook set in them. But it really helps me not lose as many fish in this grass. And I'm using 15-pound fluorocarbon. I'm using, like I said, a light hook. a 5/16 ounce weight. I'm dragging it through this grass. This grass tears pretty easy, so it's not something that I'm too concerned about. There's been a few hook sets where I've missed, and I probably could get by with a little bit heavier rod. I just don't want to. But here it's splashing all over the place. Most of it's grass carp that are in here just freaking pigging out on this grass. Oops, there's a fish right there. Nope. Yep, it was. He just didn't. Picked it up and dropped it. There's gar in here too, and I've already lost 2 worms to a gar. They typically don't bite, but man, they're freaking literally. I mean, I never get bit by a gar, but I've gotten bit twice today by one. So I am fishing Lake Guntersville. There's a fish. God, he must be a little bitty. Stole my worm. Oh, there they are. Rock or something right there that I always catch fish on. So, what 2 chatterbaits would you use to cover all water clarities? I would use a white or a green pumpkin. I use 3 colors. I use black and blue. I use some type of a white or white and chartreuse, and I always have a green pumpkin somewhere. So. Hey Christian, I saw you posted, or I saw your comment just a second ago. Christian's the owner of YoloTek. He's the one that makes that stand that's sitting in the back. See that pole right there? That's the boom stick, or the boom. Everything that holds all my cameras. What color worm am I fishing? Plum. I don't know, they feel like pink today. So, hello from Minnesota. Do you find it necessary to use a leader of any kind when fishing with braid? Yes, I do. As a matter of fact, I just talked about that in my video. If I'm fishing a lighter wire hook and I don't want to bend that hook out, I'll put what I call a shock leader, or put a fluorocarbon leader on the end of it, just to keep me from bending the hook out. That's about the only time I would do it in the situation I'm in right now. Now, if I'm kayak fishing, a braid always helps because you get better hook sets. Your kayak tends to mess up your hook set. If you want to get as strong a hook set as you can, but when you set a hook on a kayak, your kayak goes towards the fish, so you can lose power on your hook set. But, come on, fish! I know you're sitting there. What's your thoughts on P-Line brand? The last time I bought P-Line, I bought 8 spools of it to spool up a bunch of new reels because I didn't have any line. And within 2 weeks, I got rid of it all. And that's kind of my thought about P-Line. That was their, oh, there's fish. Got it. Come on, get out of that grass. You just gotta kind of play with them. You get down in that grass, you just kind of, he got off. And that's what they'll do. Should have let him have a little bit of slack, but that's what happens. They'll get down in that grass and get all of it hooked, run around that hook, and it'll just leverage and work the hook out. And that's the risk you take. Thanks for the $2, man. I appreciate it. You're awesome. It wasn't a very big fish. It was little. I ought to switch to braid, but I'm being lazy right now. Of course, The only thing is I'd have to beef up my hook, and I don't want to. I don't want to add any weight to this rig. I want it to fall just as slow as it's falling. Tell you guys, I know I'm sponsored by Seaguar, but I've been fishing Seaguar since. Oh, I remember when I bought my first spool of Seaguar fluorocarbon. It was just before I caught that 9.98 out of the grass. I caught a 998 out of milfoil with 8-pound test fluorocarbon on a noodle rod, and back then me and Ryan were fishing a tournament, and he was my net man, and I've been a believer in it ever since. And that's why it wasn't hard for me to partner up and with Seaguar when they asked, because I really feel like they make some of the best line on the market. And yeah, it's a little bit more expensive, but it's worth it, man. It lasts forever, for me at least. Shameless plug, but that's exactly what I believe. Come on, fish. I know you're sitting right there. I just hit a log. I think that might be why they're sitting there. That was weird. Sorry, I'm missing questions because I'm fishing. Do I ever fish in Tennessee? I do. I do. I fish Chickamauga a lot. So, what's up, JT? Vernon says, how's my new outboard? That right there is it's the Evinrude E-Tech Gen 2 115 horse. It's one of the first ones. That motor is one of the first ones to hit the States or hit the market. But am I moving? No, power poles are down. But so far so good. It's got some guts to it. I'm still a little tentative. I mean, I baby my motors anyway, but I'm being real careful with it. Just kind of feel it out. I talk to an engineer about once a week about how things are going. They're really interested in how things are working out with it, because I'm running it harder than anybody else that has one right now. So, but so far so good. I'm not going to tell you it's the best thing in the world, but it's a good motor. It really is. It sips oil. That's one thing I have noticed. It really does sip oil, and the gas mileage is really good too. So it's a 2-stroke. Not really my favorite thing, but it is what it is. So how deep do power poles go? These power poles, these are the blades. I think they're down 6.2 feet or 6.4 feet. So I can't do anything about my audio. That's YouTube. We've already figured that out. It sucks. So there is no mic. This is actually not even hooked up. So YouTube's having issues right now. We're just going to have to deal with the audio. I'm just fishing. I tried to fix it, and it's not me. Thank you, YouTube. So, but I'm literally sitting in the same spot. I mean, there's fish all over me. There's no reason for me to move right now. Just keep dragging this worm through this submerged grass. And it's a lot of grass, so literally I've got to make 1-foot interval cast all the way around in order to get bit. So, what's the greatest beginner fishing advice you ever received? Whew. I give you the greatest thing I ever did. The greatest decision I ever made when fishing was to stop worrying about the bait and start worrying about finding fish. And I spent 2 years teaching myself how to find fish. And when I did that, it changed everything. It changed, I mean, I can go out any given day and at least catch a fish. It's amazing. And so I have more of a clue as to what to do. So that would be my best suggestion to anybody. I don't care if you're a beginner or you've been fishing for 30 years. So yes, Tequila Sunrise is a good color for summer bass. I don't have any. I ran out. So talking about direct ejected. You're talking Greek to me. I'm not a motor guy. So how do you check when you are fishing grass, weed line? and everything else. Just from experience, man, I'm serious. I mean, just getting out here and seeing what I'm fishing and dragging through it and knowing what it feels like. You know, I know what grass feels like. When anything feels different, I try to detect what it is. Typically, if it feels different, it's usually a bass. So like right now, I just drug it 5 feet without hitting anything. So I know I'm on the outside edge of the grass. And when I come up and I feel the tension of some grass, I know that I'm on that edge. I'm sitting up in the grass right now, throwing deep, or deeper. I'm this 2 feet deep out there. It's not, or 2 feet deeper. So, North Florida Fishing says you're fishing a lake that's on my bucket list. Dude, I'm fortunate, man. When I went full-time YouTube, I literally moved so I could be an hour and a half from Guntersville and Chickamauga. And so when I'm home and not traveling, I have 2 Great Lakes to go fish. So, yeah, okay, guys, everybody that's new just jumped on here. YouTube's having an issue right now. It's not my mic. So it's going in and out, and it just, I'm sorry, it sucks. Thanks, YouTube, again. So, oh, good old Bass Bank Robbers. What's up, man, from down in Florida? Man, I haven't seen you in a long time, man. Of course, I haven't been really following much YouTube or Insta, so. I've been doing it, I just haven't been following it. I've been busy dealing with family issues. Would I ever use a spoon in this situation? No, because of the grass. Spoon's got that dang treble hook on there. And if I had no grass and there were fish like on a piece of structure deep, I'd throw a spoon. Not cover, structure. So if they're on a point or on a rock pile or something, you're to believe I'd throw a spoon. But I'm fishing, I'm sitting in 7, 8 feet of water in thick grass, and I'm throwing out to 10 feet of water right now. So, and my wind died, so my current is dead, and the bite is probably, it's going to be tough to get a bite right now. This morning, while the wind was blowing out of the north, it was great. It created a little bit of current, and these lakes are very current oriented, and they have not been pulling any water the last few days, and that's why the fishing has sucked. I caught 2 fish yesterday. No, I caught 1 fish all day yesterday, and then when the sun started going down, I was sitting right here and I caught 5 more. So I was in a good mood by the end of the day, but it was tough. So David Hare, I read your comment. Hold on a second. Let me get this grass in. My hook must have come exposed. It did. And I'm going to show you. That's some tough grass. Look at that son of a gun. Wouldn't break off. Throw a Texas rig. Get yourself a ribbon tail worm, just a basic ribbon tail worm. Throw a worm hook on there. Probably about a 1/4 ounce weight is what I would throw. And just drag it around real slow. Watch what I'm doing, okay? And I'm fishing grass right now, but you can do this with anything. You're just gonna throw it out. I gave it a little bit of slack line. That's what I did when I just lifted my rod. I gave it a little bit of slack line so it will fall straight down till it hits the bottom, okay? And then I'm just gonna slowly lift my rod. So I'm gonna go from, 9 o'clock being straight out, I'm gonna go from 10 to 11 o'clock. Just real slow drag, and then drop my rod and reel in. Let me back up a little bit and show you what I'm doing. So, and I'm just dragging it on the bottom, and when I pull it up against a blade of grass or a tree or something like that, I'm gonna shake it a little bit, and I'm gonna do this. And just drag it around. Dude, I'm serious. You will absolutely wax fish this way, especially in the summertime. My favorite summer colors are plum and tequila sunrise, pink and pink. It's not the only thing I throw, but when you ask me what my favorite are, that's what I want. And literally, that's all I'm doing. You pull the worm with your rod. You don't reel it and pull it. It just doesn't work that way. And when you feel a bite, You give it to them for a second, and then you set the hook and set the hook hard. So, and you'll know what it feels like. A bite feels like somebody just tapped the end of your rod with a, or into your line with a pencil. And literally, I'd take a buddy out if I were you, make a cast in the yard, close your eyes, and have him tap the end of your line with a pencil and see what it feels like. And that is what a bite feels like. So I hope that helps. I really want you to go catch one. It can be tough. Summertime is no fun. If you're in Florida, throw a June bug instead of a plum or a pink one. How does your proximity to these lakes help or hurt your fishing? I'll tell you what has hurt, Stefan, is I have to learn a lake all over again. I knew Clark Hill like the back of my hand. I could go and catch a fish any day. I knew where everything was. I love Guntersville because I can come out here and I can use the grass and the current to my advantage and catch fish every day, and it's a lot easier. Chickamauga, I still gets to me every once in a while. It just changes so much. But I wish they were closer because I'd be able to put out a whole lot more videos. But so what I'm starting to do, and what my wife has finally decided, or finally let me do, is I'm coming out here and I'm camping for a week, and I'm just doing as many videos as I possibly can during that period of time. And then when I travel, I'll have videos lined up, and I won't have to worry about missing a week of not having any videos. So it can be a blessing or a curse. I love it though, man. Even though it's a high-pressured lake, there's so many fish. So it is not cold here. It's actually very comfortable. It's 73 degrees. Any chance with a spoon now? No, I would get it clogged in this grass. If I was out, if the fish were out deeper, I'd be throwing a spoon, but no, I'm not a spoon guy anyway. Those big spoons, they scare the crap out of the school. You'll catch one fish on it, and then the rest of the school will disappear. I like using the smaller 6-inch spoons. Mojo rig, maybe. I just think a bigger worm's working really good right now, though. A ribbon tail worm. But literally, since the wind stopped and the current has stopped, I don't expect to catch anything right now. So, any experience with the Tokyo rig? That is funny you said that. I filmed a Tokyo rig video about an hour ago, and so it should be out sometime next week. We're talking about punching with a Tokyo rig is what the video is. It's one of the ones that was on my list this week. I've thrown a topwater today. Yes, I have. But they've been out here in this deeper grass and they have not been hitting the surface. So if they were up shallow, which there are a few little ones, I just saw one jump right there up shallow in the grass, I might think about it. And there was a guy that came through last night and caught a few on a frog, but I was catching up. You know, I was just the quality of the fish are better out here a little bit deeper. Those carp are blowing up over there. I hope you guys can't hear that because it sounds like there's giant fish in that grass, but it's all 45-pound carp. How to maximize bank fishing with very limited space and bank access, no boat or kayak. I don't know, dude. It's a good question. I don't have an answer for it. I wish I did. I don't know. Back before kayaks, I was fishing out of a belly boat, inner tube. Heck, I've even fished off a piece of styrofoam. So lipless wouldn't work in this kind of grass. It'd get hung up. I mean, literally, it's a clump of grass, a foot over is another clump of grass, a foot over is another clump of grass, and it's the kind of grass that just grabs a lipless crankbait. And plus, they're not really in the mood to do that. They're not that aggressive. And so that's why I'm not. If they were in a little little bit more of a chasing mood, maybe, but I would probably throw a swim jig before I would throw a lipless crankbait in this stuff. So, yep, audio sucks. Sorry, YouTube's screwing me right now. Can't do anything about it. Tried to fix it. It ain't working. So, Roger T, yeah, Chad and Christy are doing fine. They're just sore from their wreck. Guys, they came so close to being completely destroyed. It's not even funny. The Lord was watching over them that day. Some lady basically T-boned Chad's trailer, and he rolled truck, trailer, kayaks, everything. He had his camper on the back, rolled 4 times. I don't know what that lady was doing, but nobody died. Everybody was safe. Lucky, 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 lucky. So, how do you tell the depth without tech? I don't think, when I don't have a fish finder, I don't think of it as in feet. I think of it as in seconds. How long does it take that bait to get to the bottom? And so I'm constantly counting. Even when I have a fish finder, I'm counting in my head how long it takes to hit the bottom. That way, if I throw out to the same spot and I know it's 5 seconds and it only falls 3 seconds, I know I probably have a fish that bit on the fall. So think of it like that when you don't have a fish finder. Who cares about feet? Count it in seconds. Would a chatterbait come through the grass? It would. It'd come through pretty decent. And this is such a highly pressured lake that anything with vibration this time of the year, ooh, big old school bait fish. Any kind of vibration tends to turn the fish off for some reason. So, can you explain how to fish a chatterbait in that stuff? I don't have one tied on. Biggest thing is just keep your rod tip up, really, because the blade itself comes over top of the grass. And so if you keep your rod tip up and it keeps that blade angle up and that line coming in at an angle like this, it'll glide up over top of the grass. That's the best I can tell you. And just pop it through the grass. It just doesn't get hung up. This is a swim jig type deal right here is what it is. And like I said, if I had a little bit more current, if my wind picked back up, I'd probably grab a swim jig. Boy, it was blowing good this morning. Caught that 5-pounder, but it wrecked it. I hope I got it on video. I didn't have my microphone in, but I was just kind of fishing around. It almost took the rod out of my hand. What's my setup right now? This is actually kind of an odd setup for what I'm doing. Typically, I would throw a medium heavy 7'3" rod with about 20-pound test fluorocarbon. But I've downsized. I've gone to a thinner wire hook. Here, let me show you. I've gone to a thinner wire hook. This is a Gamakatsu hook. It's got a little tin keeper. It's a straight wire. 5/8 ounce sinker. I think that's 5/8. I've got it pegged so it'll come through the grass. So when it hits that grass, it'll pull through the grass a whole lot easier. There's no bend in this hook to be able to hook the grass. But because I've got a thinner wire hook, I don't want to bend it out on a hook set. And so I'm fishing a medium action rod, and I'd like to have a medium extra fast, but this is like a medium moderate, medium fast. 15-pound test fluorocarbon, and it is a 7:3 to 1 gear ratio reel. I'll lose a few fish because of it. But once I get them buttoned up, I typically can get them to the boat. So I just don't want to bend that hook out. Could also be because I only have 3 left, and they're my favorite hooks. And they are hard to find. What do I use what did you use as a hook sharpener? I have had some good fish come unbuttoned on a fish head underspin lately. There's a giant carp up there in about a foot of water just wrecking things. Let me get my hook sharpener out and I'll show it to you. hook sharpener. Right there, and I don't have a hook out that I need to sharpen. Let me see. Real quick lesson on how to sharpen the hook. The reason I use this one is because it's got these little grooves. Now one side is coarse and one side is fine. And if I need to, I just need to knock a little bit off. I literally just do this. I don't pull this way. I do it like that. And run it right down that groove just like this. Get it in that groove. That's all I'm doing. And then I test it. Nice and sharp. That's all I do. It's not that big, it's not that difficult. Some hooks have different angles and stuff like that. I like the Mustad and the Gamakatsu hooks because they're not hard to sharpen. And I do sharpen hooks and I sharpen them a lot. If this one was really, really dull, if it was a cheap hook and really dull, I'd have to use the coarse side, but I usually just use the fine side. And that's all you gotta do is just knock that edge off. Man, that's super sharp. All right, you made me lose my concentration. Where's my rod? Which one was I using? This one. Where's it at? Oh, there it is. Got too many rods on the boat. How does the LFS cast? I don't know what an LFS is. What do I think about Trocars? I do not like them. I think Trocars are really good on, I think the treble hooks are really good. But the Trocar flipping hooks, a Trocar hook or Trocar needle. Now I worked in surgery for 20 years. A Trocar needle is designed to cut a hole. And so when you put a Trocar hook into your soft plastic, it cuts a hole into your soft plastic. And it doesn't take long for that hole to get bigger and bigger and bigger without even catching a fish. And pretty soon, that hook will go all the way through and you'll just start getting hung up. And so it basically cuts a hole in your soft plastic, and you just got to take the soft plastic off, throw it on the ground, even though you didn't catch a fish on it, and pull another one out of the bag. But their treble hooks are great. If you have a Trocar hook on a like a chatterbait or a spinnerbait, that kind of stuff, that's fine too. I just don't like them on a jig. Anything you put a soft plastic in, I don't like. When am I gonna pull in that 12-pounder? Shoo, I'd love to catch a 12-pounder. Golly, won't be on this lake. So, can I ever have too many rods? I've got 20, I think I only got 20 rods in the boat. I usually have 25. So, what can you throw? When can you throw a finesse spinning setup? Whenever. You know, I probably wouldn't throw it in this grass because this grass is pretty tough, but. All right, I'm gonna move just a little bit. I'm just gonna I'm gonna drop back a little. Can I talk about the thermocline? This lake really doesn't thermocline out, Guntersville, because there's a lot of current. It's a river lake that they push a lot of water through it. And so typically it doesn't. It's usually that dead water, something that doesn't have a whole lot of current that'll thermocline out. June was a better month to do it, and I didn't get a chance to make a video about it. But as that thermocline is falling, it opens up more and more water for the fish to get to. That's a whole nother video. It's a lot. Basically and I'll just put it in a nutshell. Thermocline is a layer of water, once the water starts to heat up, that holds a lot of oxygen. And so as the water heats up here, that lower, you guys ever dove into a lake and it just gets cooler and cooler the deeper you get? When you get into that 70-degree mark and it holds a lot of oxygen, and it creates a layer of that. Well, anything below that layer, there won't be any fish because there's just not enough oxygen to breathe. They'll be right above it for the most part, and that's where they're going to hang out most of the time. The way I locate it is just by turning up the sensitivity on my fish finder. Or if you don't have a fish finder, the way I used to locate that depth is I'd have a thermometer, a digital thermometer that was on a line, and I'd drop it down. FRG, man, thanks for the 10 bucks, brother. I really appreciate it. You are awesome. But I'd drop that thermometer down until I got to 70 degrees, and I'd mark the depth and measure it. I knew how deep the thermocline was, or I knew how deep 70 degrees was, which is typically where the thermocline is. So at least where it begins. Sun's starting to burn through the fog. Shad are getting a little active. Only problem is I don't have any current. So like I said, I don't expect to catch another fish. If I do, it's going to be a fluke. I've never fished Watauga. Favorite baits to throw after, during, or just after a quick downpour of rain. I just go, I just fish a little shallow and I'll throw a moving bait. It all depends on the condition or the cover that I'm throwing. But I'll usually fish a little bit faster is about it. So no top water. They're not hitting top water. So just as I do that, a shad jumps up out of the water. But I have not had any luck on top water in the last 3 days on this, so I've lost confidence in it. I do have that new, soon to be new top water bait from 13. But they just haven't been hammering it. How am I getting signal out there? Yeah, Guntersville's pretty good. It's got signal just about the full length of it, so it's really good signal. I mean, you get up a little bit further up north and it's not that good of a signal, but man, I just need a little bit more wind to push some water. So I've really been having good luck dragging a worm. I must have Verizon. Nope, AT&T. I've been with AT&T before AT&T got cell phone service, when it was Singular. Singular Wireless, and AT&T bought Singular. So, do I have any rain gear right now on your boat? No, I don't. It is in the back of my truck. Where's the fishies? You know, I haven't had any luck up here. I'm gonna pull out a little bit. For those of you guys who are new, audio's been going in and out because of something with YouTube. I tried to fix it on my phone. It's not my phone. So it's definitely not my connection. I got a great connection. But next, I'll be back out here on Guntersville next week. But the following week, I'm taking a trip up to Minnesota for a few weeks. I'm going to go to, I got the Alumacraft Dealers Conference. I'm going to go demo some boats for a bunch of dealers. And then I don't know where I'm going to go from there. I got several options. I could go to La Crosse, but the MLF championships being held at La Crosse, but I really want to go there and fish a frog. I want to go to Mille Lacs or Leech. I want to go to Leech is where I really want to go. Oh, no wonder I'm having trouble moving around. Power poles are still down. But I really want to go to Leech Lake. That would be a lot of fun. But it's just a long drive, so. Does 13 have any reels under $100? Yes, they do. The Origins. Origin A, Origin C. And the majority of their spinning reels are under $100. And I really like the C, the Origin C. It's a $100 reel. The Origin A is a really good one too. That's the C is the one I've beat up the most, and it really did. It performed pretty good. Now it is an inexpensive reel. It's not going to take serious abuse, but it'll definitely work for a while if you take care of it. Yep, sound is cutting in and out. That's right, Matt. You must have just joined us. Thanks to YouTube, we're having issues with sound. It's kind of going like this, and there's really, I've tried everything. I restarted this thing, and it just sucks. So, let's see. Give me a shout when you get up this way. I'll put you on some good Wisconsin bass. I'll try Lincoln. It just depends. Depends on what I may end up going with Boomer Stallmock and fishing with him if he's off. He's one of the pro staffers for Alumacraft and one of my really good friends. So, all right, I'm gonna go hit my hot spot again from a different angle, and then we're gonna call it a day. This is when a GPS comes in handy. I just go right on back to it, so. All right. Should I drive from Flores Fish to Guntersville? Have lived in North Alabama my entire life and have never been. You never been to Guntersville? Guntersville's pretty decent right now. I'd wait till after the Tennessee River gets a lot of rain. That's really what I would do if I had my options. That I would wait until they start pushing a lot of water, because that's when you start. That's when this lake turns on. That's when any Tennessee River lake turns on, is when they're pumping water. Right now, the only thing that's pushing current is going to be wind. And so, and it's just tough. Michael Norwood, I've been there already. Actually, I'm camping right there next to it. The fish are not in there right now. If they are, they're only there for the last half of the last hour of the day. It's a total different ball game than it was last year, or last week. Last week was a great topwater time, but they were killing them on frogs last week. But this week, they're not. I've already got that intel. I went back in there yesterday to prove it. Man, I got stung by a wasp the other day, and it's itching really bad. So, sun needs to come out. It's already up. Fog's finally going away. We just need some current, which I don't think we're going to get any. Oh, the submerged grass? I might have to do that. Like I said, I've been camping there for 3 days, and I've been looking out over it, and I really haven't seen any action. No bait, no nothing in there. Better throw lipless again. No, not here. They're just dead. No, there's no action right now. There's nothing going on. And typically right here, there'll be fish busting the surface everywhere, so. FRG, yes I am. That's what I do right now. I've kicked it into overdrive the last few weeks. So I got fed up with a few things and told everybody that I'm going to go back to making instructional videos, and I'm going to work hard at it and see where it gets me. Wow, there's 150 people watching. What? If you guys haven't subscribed to my channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Goodness gracious. What is going on with this dude? I don't know. Oh, there's fish. Right back in that same spot. little bit better. What? Go ahead and finish this video with a bass. He's a chunky one. He's been eating a little bit. Look at that. Huh. He just barely bit too. Goodness gracious. This is that hook I'm talking about. I didn't want to take it out of the worm a minute ago. But awesomeness. All right, guys. Well, thanks for watching. It's been a 45-minute long video. Actually, a little longer than that with the other one. But like I always say, be sure to introduce somebody to fishing. Please introduce them to my channel. Let me help you teach them how to fish. More importantly, get out on the water, go and catch some fish. Have a great day. Let's let this one go. And hit the button. Awesome. See ya.